Welcome, night owls. You are tuned in to Terror Tales TV. Tonight, we delve into the truly terrifying. The only thing scarier than the dark is what's watching you from the light. Liam was convinced an algorithm was stalking him. It began with bizarre, personalized videos appearing in his feed. At first, coincidence, but the videos started featuring objects he'd just moved in his room. Then the ultimate violation, a live feed reading "Live Now," showing a masked figure outside his second-floor window. It was impossible. He was paralyzed by the digital proof, eyes locked on the screen. The masked figure's hand pressed against the pane, unmoving. He couldn't breathe. After 10 agonizing minutes, the live stream blinked. New title, Feed Relocated. The image reappeared. The camera was now pointed at the hallway outside his locked bedroom door. Liam heard nothing, just the silence. Was the intruder already inside? On the screen, the feed was slowly zooming in on his metallic door handle. Click. A sharp sound, not the handle turning, but a key entering the lock. The feed glitched violently. The masked face filled the entire screen. The phone instantly died. Liam was blind. From the hallway, a soft, mechanical whirring sound began. It was approaching the door. The whirring grew louder, a tiny motor running, closing in. A small black drone, no bigger than a softball, slid through the gap under his door. The eye of the camera was inside. It hovered silently. The drone slowly rotated, its single lens finding Liam's face in the dark. The lights died, plunging him into darkness. The last thing he heard before fleeing was a synthetic voice from the drone. It whispered one word, subscribed. He never returned. Next, we joined Jake, deep in the Appalachian wilderness. He sought solitude in an off-grid cabin. On the second night, a subtle movement caught his eye high up on the adjacent ridge. An impossibly tall, thin silhouette stood at the crest, looking down. He called it the Sentinel. Too tall for a man, too static for an animal. He watched it until the fog rolled in, swallowing the ridge whole. Later, inside, a small, sharp tap came from the front window. Nothing but opaque fog outside. He went back to the cutting board. Tap, tap, tap. Louder, more deliberate. It came from the ceiling directly above him. The cabin was single-story. Panic set in. The sound changed to a heavy, slow thud drag across the roof. It stopped above the central fireplace, impossibly heavy. A splintering crack echoed. A dark, damp stain spread on the ceiling. Jake ran for the door, but the stain ruptured. Not water. A single, long, pale finger dropped through the hole in the wood. It hung perfectly still, then slowly began to curl, hooking onto the splintered wood. Jake threw himself out the door, into the cold, blinding fog. He didn't look back. He ran until he hit the road. Police returned. No hole in the roof, door locked from the outside. But they did find one thing out of place. Placed perfectly on the porch railing. A tiny white desiccated finger bone. Sarah, a single mother, was terrorized by strange calls, static followed by a recorded baby crying. She dismissed it until the desperate wail started coming from inside the house, muffled, distant. She searched the house, convinced it was a toy, but found nothing. In the hallway, the sound stopped. Relieved, she turned to go to bed. That's when she saw it. Her front door, double-locked, was cracked open. No sound of forced entry, just a few inches of blackness in the gap. She slammed it shut, throwing the locks back on, and rushed to her bedroom, locking that door too. Silence. Then the crying started again, but not in the walls. It was coming from the floor, right outside her locked door. A lure. She held her breath, refusing to move. They wanted her to open the door. The baby cry stopped. A new sound played, her own voice muffled, saying, "I'm turning the porch light off now."
The truth is, the money isn't gone.
They weren't just outside, they had been taunting her, letting her know how close they were. The sound changed one last time, a slow, rasping whisper. No words. The sound of someone inhaling deeply, right on the other side of the wood. They were trying to smell her fear. Sarah slowly retreated to her bed. An hour later, she called the police. The intruder was gone. But they left a signature beside the recorder on the floor. A small, crudely drawn smiley face etched into the hardwood. Proof the intent was not theft, but simply the terror. These viral tales are a warning. The terror you watch can step out of the screen and into your life. Don't risk missing the next nightmare. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video. Join the Terror Tales TV family.